Hello everyone and welcome to the WFCU Center, the host venue of tonight's NBL Canada clash between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. My name is Brett Hedges alongside Mitch Kobe K, and tonight we will take you on a ride between two of the biggest rivals in the NBL Canada. Now Mitch, coming into this game, Windsor leads the season series 4-3. Not a whole lot of secrets left at this part of the year.
No, and the Windsor Express currently 5 games behind. A win over the London Lightning takes them a true step up the ladder. These teams play 2 more times after tonight, and if Windsor truly wants to close this gap and take the Central, they have to win this game. They're in the WFCU Center. It's very, very important that they get out of here tonight with a W.
Absolutely. These teams are 1-1 in their last 2 games. We saw them in 2 games in 3 nights here at the WFCU Center and then Budweiser Gardens. Really 2 solid clubs at Bill Jones versus Cal Julius. But it was the acquisitions of 2 players for the London Lightning this week that really helped them out. They get a trade for Nick Evans, sending Chad Posthumus to the Island Storm. That's got to be a big move for both teams.
Well, it is, and when you have a team like London that's this good and they play together this well, there's cohesiveness, there's trust, and you bring in a new player at this point in the season, there will be question marks. Can he fit in? Will there be chemistry? These are questions that will be answered very, very soon.
Yeah, I had a great chance to talk with Nick during the pregame. He said he was really excited to be here. He was actually riding the bike, getting loose, and he said he was really excited for this club. Eric Kibbe also was signed by the London Lightning this past week. We saw him a couple of seasons ago as a member of the Ottawa Skyhawks. Really athletic guy, so really looking forward to seeing how he turns into, what kind of player he turns into. But the Windsor Express, their roster really seems to be taking shape now after the acquisition of Rudolph Jolly, Theo Davis coming back, and so forth.
Certainly, they've added some size in the interior. They're playing very, very good basketball right now. And, of course, Bill Jones returns, a 2-time champ as the head coach of the Windsor Express. So this team's certainly firing on all cylinders right now, playing good basketball together. Brandon Robinson and Chris Commons in the top 5 for scoring points per game. Everybody producing. This is the best time possible for Windsor to make a push.
I couldn't agree with you more. And with such a crucial part of the season, it's really exciting to see what kind of basketball these teams are going to pull out. Keys to tonight's game. Is there anything in particular that you feel that either team need to key on to get a victory tonight?
Well, the London Lightning take care of business at the perimeter. They've made 220 collective 3-pointers, and they also lead the league in perimeter defense. So Windsor's got to be really careful on both sides of the 3-point line. Both of these teams match up very, very well, and I just expect a dogfight as always.
Always a dogfight between these two of the NBL Canada rivals. All 4 league championships have gone to either of these cities. London winning the first 2 league championships, Windsor going winning the next 2. So it should be interesting to see. Is there anything else from around the league that you've witnessed, or anything else you'd like to add?
Well, last week we've seen a ton of transactions, a ton of exciting stuff. The NBL Canada delivering on all fronts. Just another day in the life of a great professional basketball organization.
Absolutely. We'll be back shortly before a tip-off. You're watching Windsor Express Basketball on Knoxstrom.tv. what a great rendition of the national anthem to kick off the night here at the WFCU Center. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Knockstrom train. It is Windsor Express basketball time once again. And welcome to Knockstrom.tv. Red Hedges and Kobe K on the call with you tonight for edition 8 of the regular season matchup between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. Big shout out to all of our fans from across the world watching us wherever you are on YouTube. Make sure to click the high definition tab in the bottom right corner of your screen to view this game in the highest quality definition. Only the best for our folks around the world and Windsor Express basketball fans. Coming into this game, these two teams are 1-1 on their last 2 meetings, but are a little bit different on each side of the ball. Nick Evans, as we spoke of in the pregame, coming over this past week in a trade for Chad Postumus. And Kobe, we talked about this on the NBL Canada podcast, but that's a really big trade at this time of the year for both teams.
Well, it certainly is in terms of size, and then you have to remember that Stephen Maxwell is lurking down there in the paint, currently scoring over 19 points per game, leading the NBL with about 13 rebounds, Brett, and then 15 double-doubles, leads the league. So it really gives them a lot more length down there, and, you know, it only makes them a better team, that's for sure. Like I said, we see how Nick Evans fits in. You know, what kind of chemistry can he bring to this team to make them better?
Absolutely. Folks, if you're looking for something to do on a weekly basis, make sure to check out the NBL Canada Live This Week podcast hosted by Kobe K and myself. We've had a blast putting it on the last month, and it's been a great time. We've got Ryan Anderson and Theo Davis at center court here for the ceremonial tip-off, honoring our guests here tonight. Nice crowd here tonight at the WFCU Center. Always exciting being part of the Windsor-London rivalry. 3 years into it now, Kobe. What are your thoughts about the Windsor-London rivalry?
Well, it delivers year after year, and when you look at the season series right now being 4-3, and then 2 games left to play, it's right about where we would expect it. Very competitive, just a head-to-head action. You know, those London fans out there, some of the best in the NBL. And we don't do too shabby down here ourselves in Windsor. So
Absolutely.
anytime these two teams get together, it is electric.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Make sure to stay tuned for the halftime show with Aaron Sanders and the post-game as well. Doing a great job. Aaron Sanders putting in work. Had play-by-play duties the last time these two teams played here at the WFCU Center. And the game is underway. London takes the ball on the opening possession. And a shot right off the bat is no good. Ed Horton's 3 ends up in an offensive rebound for London, and they'll go right back at it. Akeem Wright. 2 passes later in the corner for Ryan Anderson. It's good.
Ryan Anderson leading the NBL, making almost 3.5 triples per game, so they go to him early.
Ryan Anderson, a member of Windsor Express's championship squad from last season. Had some nagging ankle injuries, so he wasn't signed at the beginning of the year, and that's going to be a 5-second violation against Brandon Robinson.
One of the other things that make these games so great, Brett, is the passing. Both of these teams, top 2 in the NBL, 25 collective assists for the Windsor Express, 23 for the London Lightning.
Ed Horton, he's also one of the new faces on this London lineup. Forgot to mention him in the pregame. Akeem Wright, double pump and scores in the lane, puts London up 5-0 early.
Chris Collins a little late coming over with the help defense.
Windsor going to draw a foul. That's Akeem Wright that's going to be called for reaching in. A lot of pep in the step of the London Lightning to start this game.
Certainly. He had some hands on Chris Collins right from the second he had that basketball, so good call by the ref.
Theo Davis in the starting lineup as well as Shaquille Keith. And he gets to the rack and scores.
Something we've been seeing him do too often lately.
Saw Shaquille Keith at the OUA playoff games at the University of Windsor St. Denis Center last night. His friend, former teammate Alex Campbell of the Lancers, As Stephen Maxwell scores in the low post there to make it 7-2. That's a guy who spoke about at length. Shaquille Keith's good friend Alex Campbell dropped 37 points for the Windsor Lancers last night as they advanced to the second round of the OUA playoffs. So quick shout out to AC of the Windsor Lancers. Tony Bennett pointing traffic to Chris Commons. He rises and shoots, can't get it to fall. Theo Davis battling for it, can't grab it. Here's Ed Horton. Ed Horton went to camp with the London Lightning. Was cut, and now he's back on the roster. Solid guard as Akeem Wright launches and shoots. No good. Shaquille Keith with the rebound. Shaquille Keith and Theo Davis. Quick shutout. Brampton natives. So two Canadian starters for the Windsor Express as Chris Commons is going to be called for pushing off on Ryan Anderson as he tried to receive that entry pass.
So the Lightning come out very composed here against the Windsor Express and get a really good start. We see them hit a triple and then exploiting the interior holes in the paint, scoring at the rim. So good start for the London Lightning.
Horton to his left, leaving it for Akeem Wright. He crosses over, leaves it for Maxwell. He drives off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Theo Davis is going to be called for the foul.
Not only do you have to deal with the size with Maxwell, but the athleticism, as you see him there, and strong take on the left side.
And we've seen Maxwell make some of the most athletic plays that I've ever seen in this league in just games featuring London and Windsor. The one play that sticks out to me between Nick O'Corey and Stephen Maxwell was that three-quarter court alley-oop dunk. I believe really early in the season to knock off the Express, and that just shows the kind of firepower this team has.
Yeah, and there's a nice 1-2 punch there with the Corey and Maxwell when you got the point guard, power forward center, if you will. It really gives them a strong base to work with. Both guys just fantastic players.
Absolutely. We could speak at length about a bunch of London Lightning players. I'm sure we'll do that throughout this contest. Brandon Robinson at the top of the key being harassed by two Lightning. He launches a three. It's good.
Brandon Robinson in the face of the defender. Something he does all too well. Averaging about 23 a game. Brandon Robinson showing off that jump shot.
This game features 3 of the top 5 scorers in NBO Canada history. Akeem Wright scores with a left-handed drive.
And you gotta love Wright's stretch ability. He can take it to the rack or shoot the triple.
Scoring down low. Tony Bennett.
Windsor desperately needs a bucket, and who other than Mr. 40+.
Names earned, not given. Shaquille Keith disrupting the flow of play. And that just shows the versatility of Shaquille Keith.
Indeed, he's a stretch guy as well, Brett. He can shoot the jump shot. He can take it to the rack. He can also play in transition and pass the basketball. So really a true triple threat.
Absolutely. He's guarding one of the quickest guys on the floor. Nice play there from Ryan Anderson to Stephen Maxwell. He tried to throw it down, but stopped on his way. He'll draw a foul and go to the free throw line.
And speaking of a triple threat, we're talking about Ryan Anderson. He's a guy that can just do absolutely everything on the basketball court. Now on the other side of it for Windsor, no longer helping them win games. Now they have to play against this guy, and he's just dynamite.
Absolutely. We had, speaking a little bit about Anderson earlier, had some really nagging ankle injuries that forced him to miss the beginning of the year, but he is healthy and was signed by the Lightning just before the Caesars Coliseum game.
And you could see the growth, 13 points per game, 47% from the field, and 47% from long.
And he's somebody that's going to benefit from set pieces and
absolutely.
And just knockdown shooter for the London Lightning. Can't wait to see how it goes. Robinson fakes the shot, gives it over to Shaquille Keith for 2.
And all eyes on Brandon Robinson as they expect him to take it to the rack there, but he's showing off that playmaking ability.
Now showing that defense, getting in the face of Nick O'Corey. He drives to the rack, can't get it to fall. Shaquille Keith with the board. Over to B-Rob for 3. It's good.
Not only does B-Rod make the basket, but Shaquille Keith able to break out in transition and dribble the basketball. That's another thing that makes him so versatile.
Shaquille Keith spent some time with the Raptors 905 of the NBA D-League. Akeem Wright getting a pass in the low post. Drawing a double team, getting away from it. Nice pass from Okori. Tony Bennett coming over and knocking away that basketball, knocking it off of Akeem Wright, actually, and getting it back for Windsor.
And you got to appreciate positionally what the Windsor Express defense did there. Tony Bennett coming over to disrupt the play.
Yeah, they're swarming.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Both these teams. Chris Commons slips the double team, puts up on the baseline, no good. Ed Horton crosses the timeline, leaves it for Maxwell with a head of steam. He drives, no, has it swiped away. Oh, weird play there. Brandon Robinson tried to save it from going out of bounds, kind of knocked it off of himself. London ball.
And the out of bounds call avoids a sure basket there.
Oh, DJ Thorpe putting on the jester. Reminds me of Billy Madison.
Do you want to be that guy, Brett? Go back to high school in your jean jacket with your Camaro?
O'Doyle rules. Stephen Maxwell in tight. Scores. Good body control. Nice finish with the left hand.
Stephen Maxwell.
Just made an in-air adjustment. Finishing with the left.
Tony Bennett on his way to the basket. He's going to draw a foul. That one is going to go against, I believe it's going to go against Okori.
Number 2.
Yep. Nick O'Scory. The microwave oven you can heat up in a millisecond. Robinson, wow, Anderson right in his face, couldn't knock it down. 15-12 here. Midway through the first quarter, Tony Bennett with some harassing defense. Kirk Williams Jr. almost saved it from going out of bounds, but it touched the end line.
Gotta love the effort, though. Ryan Anderson tries to stop on a dime, and Tony Bennett, one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBL, having none of it.
And energy is such a big part of what both these teams have been able to accomplish this year, as Mo Bolden comes onto the floor for London, and Tyshawn Patterson enters for the Lightning. Mo Bolden enters for Windsor. Akeem Wright working against Commons. Nice crossover, but loses it. Maxwell gets the ball back, puts it off the glass and good.
But the versatility there with Maxwell, able to jab step like that with the crossover, just unbelievable.
Bolden. Tony Bennett bumped into Ed Horton. Horton's going to be called for the blocking foul.
Lightning foul number 0, Ed Horton.
London up 17-12. Midway through the first quarter, and we're going to have our opening timeout here at the WFCU Center. Kobe K, what do you say? What do you like about the first quarter?
Well, I love the field goal percentage for both sides. London 5 for 9 now 6 for 10, 60%. The Windsor Express 5 for 8 for 62%. Ultra efficient. The Windsor Express also 2 of 2 from long. And that's a good number for them to be confident taking that shot early against a team that bolsters the best perimeter defense in the NBL. But London really exploiting the paint. Now they have 10 total points in the paint to Windsor 6. So I look for them to go there and try to make things happen. Both teams with 4 assists. And we have Brandon Robinson with 6 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from downtown. And for London, it is Stephen Maxwell, 3 of 3 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line for 10 big points.
And can't say enough about Stephen Maxwell, just a guy that can really get it done in all aspects of the game, and
certainly
a really not so much of a surprise, but a really big, a really nice piece, nice key to the puzzle here for the London Lightning.
And might I add, he is shooting 60% from the field over 23 games. That is just ridiculous. And 75% from the free throw line. He is 109 of 144 when you got a big man that can shoot free throws like that, you are in good space. And then, of course, we talked about the rebounding ability. I mean, this guy just really does it all. He can dribble the basketball. He's got 1.4 assists. He can pass when necessary. Almost 13 rebounds. Low turnovers, under 2. This guy, one of the best players in the league, no doubt.
Yeah, when we spoke with Commissioner Magley at the Clash of the Coliseum game, he had nothing but good things to say about Maxwell. And Dave Magley knows his basketball. Mo Bolden can't knock down the
Yes, he
jumper.
does.
Commons for 3, leaves it short. Kirk Williams Jr. harassing Horton, but he has to get back on defense. Anderson in the corner, quick release. Oh, rattled home. Couldn't get the fall.
What a deadly shooter.
And Bennett for 3 leaves it short. Kirk Williams Jr. on the rebound. Ed Horton called for the hold.
London fouls number 0. And
These two teams are so identical. Like, when I look at both rosters, you can almost interchange so many of these players, and
Yep, absolutely.
and just really goes to show what it takes to win in the NBL Central Division.
Yeah.
These two teams know what it's all about.
London near the top in all 20 major statistical categories, and the Express on the rise. Is just two great basketball teams.
Commons can't get it to fall, no call. A couple times Commons gone hard to the basket today, gotten unrewarded. Warren Ward, who had 18 points the last time these two teams played.
He's another guy that doesn't get enough credit. Good basketball player.
Maxwell can't score from in tight. Here come the Express. They're down 5, 4:40 to play. Chris Commons working against Tyshawn Patterson, and Patterson's going to be called for the foul. Nice crowd here tonight. A couple of schools in attendance.
London fouls number
Always good to see the young fans here at the WFCU Center and across the league.
One thing's for sure, we take care of the kids here at the WFCU Center. They always have a good time. I always see smiling faces and kids having fun, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
The next generation.
Next gen. I saw a couple Instagram posts from Windsor Express players. They went on a hospital visit this week. B. Rob in the corner for 3, no good. Kirk Williams Jr. put his hand on it, but there's Nick Evans with the rebound.
So we get the first look at the new big man for the London Lightning.
Yeah, spoke with Evans pregame. He said he was excited to join this group of guys. Anderson thought about taking the 3. Leaves it over for Patterson, who does take the 3. Mo Bolden with the rebound. Alex Johnson into the game now for the Express.
He's put some good minutes in at the backup point guard position, Brett, for the Windsor Express, since joining,
Former number 1 pick overall.
working to pick and roll with Kirk Williams Jr.
Kirk Williams is going to be fouled, gone to the free throw line. Johnson and Williams, both members of the Mississauga Power last year, so they've got some chemistry.
Indeed.
London fouls number 44.
Kirk Williams Jr. averaging 11.79 points per game, but he does so much more. Such a valuable asset to this team. Really does the dirty work, and I think a real X factor, in my opinion, for this team repeating.
Kirk Williams Jr. came back last week, February 20th, after a 3-game vacation. Against Orangeville. He came back, scored 21 points, was an emotional leader, and he just showed what kind of how important he is to this team. Knocked out of bounds on the free throw by London. It will be Windsor Express basketball.
And gives the Express an opportunity to cut into this lead a little more. London still up by 5, 3:47 left in the first Q.
Yeah, a little bit of a lull between scoring here.
This is a chess match between, two of the best in the league.
Yeah, the London Lightning 17-10. 17-10. Sorry, 17-6. Is the Lightning or the Express trying to get back?
Yeah, they're
within earshot.
They're 5 games behind. I believe the Express or London has played one more game collectively, but it's time for Windsor to make a real move up that ladder if they want to clinch this division.
That's right. We've got the Niagara River Lions here tonight as well. Tomorrow night.
And that ends the 4-game homestand.
Yes. Warren Ward gets himself into the middle of the key and scores to extend London's lead.
Who are having great success attacking the paint.
19-12. Robinson lost it on his way to the basket, turned it over. Warren Ward in transition. Dribbles to his left, gets a nice screen from Nick Evans. Ward loses it. Kirk Williams Jr., it's showtime. That's the kind of plays that we were talking about.
That's it, baby. Active Hands comes up with the steal and finishes at the other end.
Eric Frederick for the Windsor Express set to come in on the next possession. Big play there from Kirk Williams Jr. Nick Evans gets blocked from behind.
Oh.
No, but a foul's going to be called. Foul going to be called on Alex Johnson.
Who almost blocked Nick Evans' first shot with the London Lightning. But I like what I see here with Evans. He's talking, he's commanding guys. He's setting up screens at the top of the paint. He's working. So it looks like he's right at home here with the London Lightning, Brett.
Absolutely. Big man spent an extended period of time with the Island Storm. Was a member of the Windsor Express briefly last year before unfortunately breaking a bone in his leg. Knocks down the first free throw amidst a plethora of boos from the Windsor Express fans.
They didn't like the foul call on the rejection. I think that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, it's not about players.
Nice extension and form there for the big man.
Absolutely. Mo Bolden stops at the free throw line, can't get it to fall. Nick Evans once again soaring in for the rebound.
Those are the tangible things that he can do for you on the basketball court.
Speaking about intangibles, how about Marcus Capers, number 34, who just entered the game a couple possessions ago?
Yeah, big-time guy that can knock him down in the big moment.
Just like Nick O'Scory, who extends London's lead to 10 points with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
You don't want to let that guy catch fire.
Absolutely not. You can heat up.
Redonkulous.
Eric Frederick playing give and go with Brandon Robinson. Working against Warren Ward, spinning in high post, traveling violation.
And we were talking about swarming and stifling defense, and that's exactly what I seen there in that set from the London Lightning. Everybody in the right place at the right time, ultimately causing the Express turnover.
Both of these coaches have a propensity for defense, and their defenses have been leading the league all year. Nick Evans working against Kirk Williams Jr. Nice spin move in the post. Can't get it to fall. But who's there? Johnny on the spot. Marcus Capers to tip it in.
Very athletic move there, and you need a high basketball IQ to convert on that.
We talk about length and athleticism, where Marcus Capers has that to burn.
London stretching this lead to double digits, 12 points now. $1:05 left in the first Q.
Windsor needs to find something on this possession.
Maybe Eric Frederick can breathe some life back into this team. We watched him last time they were at home work some of his magic at the big man.
Johnson, top of the key, no good. Yeah, Frederick had 15 second half points for the Express last week against Orangeville.
Some triples, did some work in the paint, brought some energy to the floor.
Good patience showed by London. Nick Evans in the low post working against Kirk again. His pass picked off by Alex Johnson. And he is fouled, and he goes down hard. But he's right back on his feet.
What an effort to come up with that basketball. And it really a gamble when you elect to reach in and commit to that steal. If you miss, you're out of position. But Alex Superman Johnson gets to the rack and Earns himself 2 free throws.
Yeah, former member of the NC State Wolfpack of the ACC in the NCAA. Spoke with him a few weeks ago about the defensive intensity that he brings to the game, and he said when you play against guys like Seth Curry and Austin Rivers on a weekly basis, he says you had to bring it. So that's exactly where he gets it from. Nick Evans in transition let up a shot, maybe went off the side of his hand there.
Couple seconds differential on the shot clock. We'll see if Windsor can close out this first Q with a bucket.
Robinson loses it. Patterson scores at the cup.
Exclamation point to close the quarter for the London Lightning.
And Johnson's heave at the end of the quarter falls flat. And it was a flat quarter from the Windsor Express in the first quarter. They trail 28-14. We're going to take a short break. When we return, more of Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Look, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I want to get out of here and move on. I've been stuck in this. Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Second quarter action about to get underway between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. Was not a very good first quarter for the Windsor Express. Kobe, tell us what it's all about.
Well, they didn't close the quarter very well, and really it was late turnovers that cost the Windsor Express some points, and they're going to have to take care of the basketball and figure out this zone defense that's given them all kinds of problems and forcing them into contested twos.
Out of the quarter break, Kirk Williams Jr. can't find the bottom of the basket. On a close look, Ryan Anderson loses it in transition. Alex Johnson scores.
And able to finish that time. Important bucket for the Windsor Express there as we see Kirk Williams Jr. with applying some pressure.
Getting called for a foul. A ways away from his own basket. Alex Johnson redeeming himself for missing 2 free throws in the closing seconds of the opening quarter with a strong basket to start the second.
He tends to do that each time out. He's a great player at recovering.
He's a very resilient man. Akeem Wright in the corner for Nick O'Scorey. No good. Quick shout out to some of our fans watching on the live stream tonight. We've got Lisa O, we've got Shannon Watt, of course, and Ruth King. So those are 3 fans we're shouting out today, joining us on the live stream. Thank you for always being there on Knockstrom.tv. Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe K on the call. With your humble servant Alejandro and our Dan Shelley and Jeremy James Folkwood today. Catch Aaron Sanders at the halftime show, folks. Tony Bennett for 3.
Splash.
Big basket for the Windsor Express. Bennett's 3-pointer makes it a 9-point deficit, 28-19, just over a minute into the second Q.
Single digits. Coach Jones has got to be happy with that, as a missed communication there for Ryan Anderson.
Couple of turnovers early for the London Lightning.
Out of bounds, express ball.
Who I believe need to go back to what was working, and that was points in the paint. They had 16 in the first quarter, playing now a little inside-out game.
Johnson finds Bennett. No, turns it over. Anderson, beautiful behind the back pass. Mo Bolden comes back on defense and blocks Akeem Wright, but is called for the foul.
And Ryan Anderson most definitely saved the day with that behind the back pass to even help create a shot for Stephen Maxwell, who was fouled.
And that just shows how skilled this guy is. Fantastic basketball IQ and just awareness of where he is at all times on the floor.
A possible quadruple double threat.
Yeah, last season against the Mississauga Power, I was anxious to see if he was going to get a triple double, as to what category he was going to get the triple, like the third double digit in, but also to see a man get 7 steals in a game is also pretty impressive. So
he's on some NBA 2K15 stuff. Hey, the London Lightning now 7 of 7 from the line, and Windsor 0 of 4. So when we talk about what needs to improve for the Express, certainly free throws is one of those areas.
Yeah, haven't been getting to the free throw line much today. Tony Bennett.
They haven't made one.
There he goes, scores in tight.
But if there's a man on this roster that's going to help bring you back, it's the point guard, Mr. 40+.
Yeah, a little quiet in the first quarter, but that's often the mantra with most point guards.
And now guarding Stephen Maxwell, not backing down at all.
Oh, nice spin move there from Akeem Wright.
Tony Bennett going right after Stephen Maxwell, not backing down. Gotta love the tenacity.
Express foul, number 5, Tony Bennett.
Bennett that's just his first free throw, his first personal foul, as Mobo checks out in favor of the franchise all-time leader in games played, Chris Commons. Anderson in the corner for 3, knocks
Boom.
it down.
The NBA's leading three-point shooter, 3.5 a game, cans his second.
NBL greatness at its best. Anderson putting in work for the London Lightning today. Eric Frederick working against Anderson. Big body there. Anderson's quick hands. 3 ball from Kirk Williams Jr.
A little bit of a force shot there.
Horton in transition knocks it down. Timeout.
And the London bench goes bananas.
Absolutely. Back-to-back threes from the London Lightning put Windsor down 15 points here early in the second quarter. What's going on, Kobe?
Well, we talked about it already, and that's turnovers and points off of turnovers. Windsor with 6 and 10 points off of those turnovers, and they're 0 of 4 from the line. So that could be at least 10 points, that they could have made up. It's just one of those things. The London Lightning are playing great defense right now, shooting really dynamic and consistently from the field. 12 of 21 for 57%, 4 of 9 from deep for 44%, and 8 of 8, like I said, from the line for 100%. Windsor picked things up here at the start of the second quarter, but London just staying consistent and congruent with their game plan, and Coach Kyle Julius got these guys ready.
Absolutely. Like I said in the pregame, Windsor is 4-3 in this series, and as the league's leading team at 17-6, I'm sure that the Lightning would like to make their gap a little bit further. I'm sure they don't like the fact that they've lost to Windsor 4 times this year.
Right, and you have to consider the psychological piece closing out a season series, especially on the road. Right, the playoffs when the playoffs start, it's 0-0. It's a new season. But it's always going to be there in your back of your mind if you can't beat this team in their own house. And there's a good chance that these two squads meet up at some point in the playoffs. So
Absolutely.
there really is a psychological piece, I believe.
Absolutely. The Windsor Express and London Lightning were the first two teams ever to participate in a Game 7 in this league. And Kobe, we had a chance to call that game.
Yeah, one of my fondest memories, Brett.
Shaquille Keith and Tony Bennett play give and go. Out of the timeout.
Good ball rotation.
Making that zone defense move.
That's it.
Bennett for 3. He can't get it to fall. Kirk Williams Jr. mistimed his jump. Couldn't grab the rebound. Nick O'Corey in transition. Ed Horton now. Maxwell.
Triple teamed.
O'Corey in the corner. Rattles it home.
Too many bodies on Maxwell. End up leaving a player open. Corner 3 gets canned.
It's almost like pick your poison.
And credit Stephen Maxwell for finding an open teammate. 3 jerseys in his face.
Shaquille Keith.
Ooh.
Driving baseline.
Tries to go over the back of the top of the backboard.
A lot of energy being showed on the London Lightning bench right now.
You gotta love the way the Express came out of that last timeout, though, Brett. 5 or 6 passes on the swing. Tony Bennett ends up getting a really good look, just doesn't fall.
Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. Shaquille Keith to the free throw line after getting fouled on his baseline drive. 8:02 remaining in the second quarter. Windsor stuck 17 points.
London also doubling up Windsor on the rebounds, 14-7. And 13 defensive. Windsor only is held to 1 offensive rebound, so London really doing a good job on the glass.
Folks watching at home, make sure to click the HD tab in the bottom of your screen. O'Corey for 3, no good. And Maxwell's going to be called for a push in the back on the rebound. So a double whammy there.
London foul to number.
If that O'Corey shot had dropped, I think the lights would have went out.
Personal, team second.
And obviously, we don't ever like to say that teams have a distinct advantage early on, but if they were able to make a 3 there, that makes it a really decisive score at the time.
Indeed, but the Windsor, if there's one team in this league at home that can turn things around in a jiffy, it's the Windsor Express.
Tony Bennett drew a foul on the previous possession, so some subs are coming in. Tyshawn Patterson comes in for Ed Horton. Shaquille Keith, the inbounder, on this play. Kirk Williams Jr. coming to the basketball. Giving it up to Commons at the high post. Shaquille Keith is open for 3. No good. Tipped up by Robinson.
There it is.
There's Commons.
And Shaquille Keith with a great look, but it's the offensive rebound that allows Windsor to score that bucket.
That just goes to show how well London's playing defensively if Windsor's having to tip up balls and get O boards just to get a basket.
Right, good point.
Anderson for 3. Off the mark. Shaquille Keith with the board. Leading it up in transition once again. Behind the back.
Coast to
At
coast.
the coat. And 1.
And that's the kind of play that this team needed, is Shaquille Keith interacting with the crowd. High fives all over the place.
You got a smile from Tyler Brownridge of the Windsor Star sitting on the baseline, and as a former student of his, he doesn't smile that much.
It wasn't a clean coast to coast, kind of dribble. He had to create some space with a crossover, finish on the left side, I believe. And wow, we talk about diversity in a basketball player, and he's really starting to show off his value.
Absolutely. In the opening game of the regular season, we saw Shaquille Keith drop 24 points, tailored off a little bit from there, but he's, in the last 5 or 6 games or so, I'd say that he's really rounding into form.
Absolutely. He's an intricate and important part of this roster. He does a lot for this team. He's a guy that can get out and shoot the long ball. He can penetrate. He can pass. He can defend. He's averaging 10 points per game, shooting 46% from the field, 67% from the line. 6'5", $190, but plays like he's 250. He's also averaging 3.45 rebounds and only 2 turnovers. So for a guy that does that much and holds some decent usage, protecting the basketball and really putting in work for the Express.
Yeah, and Shaquille Keith, the Brampton native, like we said, one of the Canadians on this squad, showing really what he can do. And a lot of Canadians across the league showing what they can do as starters in this league, given the opportunity. Really excited about. Really excited to see what the rundown is. See how Canadians can do. Maybe we should have that as part of a segment of the NBO Canada podcast. We'll see. Now Windsor Express putting on a full court press. Oh, no one home for the Express. I thought that Stephen Maxwell was going to put some torture on that rim there, but he was very nice to it.
There was some miscommunication there on the defensive end. London makes the right pass and ends up with free 2 points.
Commons rattles it home. Here you go. They're trading baskets now.
Number 24 comes up with a huge basket after the Express give one to the London Lightning.
Okori in the corner leaves it for Akeem Ray. That's picked up his foot there.
Akeem Wright finishing the long 2-pointer.
Bennett looking inside. Nice play from Akeem right there, disrupting it. Leaving it up in transition. Oh, Stephen Maxwell, the alley-oop pass was just behind him. Or else we would have been able to cut a highlight for the NBO Canada podcast right now.
Unfortunately, another Express turnover in that sequence of events.
Oh, Corey, nice ball fake there. Gets a defender up in the air. Can't finish. Kirk Williams Jr. crosses the timeline. Bennett.
Thought about it.
Yeah. We've seen him knocking down from there before. Shaquille Keith moving those big shoulders. Turnaround shot. No good. Patterson had Kirk Williams turned around, but he can't score. Robinson with the rebound.
Good pass. Oh.
Cut that one up right there. Windsor Express almost.
It looked like almost a carbon copy of what the London Lightning did a few plays ago.
Yeah.
And that, guys really reading each other. Some great team basketball.
Windsor down 43-33, 5 minutes to go. As Patterson has the ball knocked away. Rudolph Jolly enters the game now, 6'10" center. And yep, here comes the chess match. We've got the bigs in now. Nick Evans gonna go against Rudolph Jolly. Veteran versus newcomer. Patterson scores. Not before taking a couple bumps, though. Tashawn Patterson, former NBO Canada Player of the Week, showing it right there.
Averaging 15 a game this year.
Robinson. Number 2 and number 3 in league scoring all time. Robinson gets it, the ball knocked away. Bennett for 3. Yes.
I think the ref was looking for an up and down, Kyle Julius was looking for an up and down call there. Instead, Tony Bennett with the big triple.
Big swing there.
And all of a sudden, the lead cut to 9.
Akeem Wright. Yeah, block and foul there. Brandon Robinson. Working against Nick Okori.
Express foul number 15, Brandon Robinson, his first personal.
That's just B-Rob's first foul, so nothing too big there. Everyone's staying in a relatively good foul situation.
And Windsor playing much better on the glass. They're rebounding now 15-12 in favor of the Lightning.
Hakeem Wright lost it on his way to the basket. Gets it out to Nick O'Corey. O'Corey at the end of the shot clock. Can't knock it down. Shaquille Keith behind the back.
Showtime.
And he nearly made another and one.
The crowd pretended it went in.
Yes. But Jolly had to just tip it in just to see the ball go in, you know? And you're seeing on display here, folks, Shaquille Keith at his finest. Like,
breathing life into this team. It looked like London had really gotten away with this game, and the Express were looking flat. And like we said, Brett, you can't sleep on this team. Not at home.
Yeah, you can't sleep on any lead when you're playing anybody in this league. We've seen teams come back from 27. We've seen teams come back from pretty substantial deficits and being able to come back and put up some really big runs. So Shaquille Keith misses the first free throw. Knocks down the second and gets back on defense. He's trimmed the deficit to 8 points now, 45-37.
Coach Jones, gotta love it.
London looking to respond. O'Corey gets the ball batted away. Warren Ward saves it though. Active defense from the Express once again. Tony Bennett leaves it for Commons in transition. He double pumps, can't get it to fall.
Shaquille Keith had to really work there to not turn that thing over. So the Express being careful there with the basketball, and they will end up on the line.
Team 5th. Correction, team 6th.
Chris Commons
At the line.
headed to the free throw line. Mr. Dependable.
2 of 6 so far in this one, but 1 of 2 from the 3-point line. He has a rebound and an assist, 5 points, make it 6. Does so much every night out on both ends. And before that, the reinforcements came with the size. He was being leaned on to do so much in terms of interior defense.
Yeah.
What an asset.
Capers puts up a hook shot in transition, can't get it to fall. Windsor Express have numbers. Tony Bennett
What
kicks
a
it
pass.
to Keith. Oh, can't get it to fall. O'Corey in transition. And he's going to be blocking foul on Tony Bennett. Yeah, just didn't seem to get there.
He was a shade of a second too late.
Maybe his heels were on the circle. It's tough to tell because we have the hockey view up here at the WFCU Center. We're high above everyone, so we get the hockey view of everything, whereas not regular, but more traditional crews will be on the floor. So we do have a little bit of an optical advantage as to what we can see. But
And the Lightning finally miss a free throw.
yeah,
But the Express now 5 for 11. So that's good news if you're Coach Jones. Turnovers and free throws so important.
yeah, me and you speak at length about turnovers and free throws during our broadcasts.
Hard to the rack.
Shaquille Keith for 2.
That man has really helped keep this team in the game. 12 points so far for Shaquille Keith.
And has really been a driving force ever since they went down 17 points. Putting in the energy. Nick Evans knocks down an elbow jumper.
Showing off some of the things that he can do for this team. 4 boards now and 5 points for the newcomer, Nick Evans.
Yep. Nick Evans traded for Chad Posthumus.
Who I think is going to get more minutes now out on the island, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Shaquille Keith can't finish in tight. Kirk Williams Jr. had the ball, but it was swiped away. O'Corey for Ward for 3, no good.
I'll tell you what, the London Lightning are exploiting the Windsor Express a little bit here in transition.
Johnson thought about getting into the key, and then he backed it up, waiting for a teammate. How about B-Rob? He stops, pops, can't get it to fall. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the opening half. Make sure to check out Aaron Sanders at the halftime, folks. Warren Ward.
Smoke coming off the mesh. Absolutely drills it. London's 6th triple. Now we can see why this team makes almost 12 three-pointers a game, Brett.
Yeah, and that extends their lead to double digits once again. The Express trail London 51-40. And as the second quarter is nearing a close,
Windsor really wants to get it to double digits, Brett. And that's a manageable gap that they can handle. They can go into halftime, regroup, come out here and try and close this game out.
It has been Shaquille Keith in the second quarter that got the Express back into it after trailing by as many as 17, but 5 straight points from the London Lightning prompted a Coach Jones timeout for the Express. What do you think is going on in either huddle?
Well, I think it's, talking about transition defense for the Windsor Express, and they're going to need to dig deep and find that energy because they're getting caught coming back, and London scoring in the paint, but now heating up from the three-point line. So really playing that inside-out game that I talked about earlier. The Lightning really efficient, playing great basketball tonight. But Windsor hanging around, and you got to be impressed with the resiliency. We talk about Shaquille Keith and the points that he scored to help this team get back in the game, but he also has 6 rebounds and 3 assists. And then we know Tony Bennett has been another player for the Windsor Express that's really helped them to not let this thing get out of hand.
Absolutely. The one thing that's really sticking out to me, too, is the overall field goal percentage from both teams. Really shooting the ball at a pretty decent percentage. London over 50%. As another turnover there. Ryan Anderson loses it. O'Corey follows it up for the bucket.
So that is now 12 points off turnovers and 8 collective turnovers for the Windsor Express. Coach Jones will definitely be addressing that at halftime.
Down 13 points. The Express looking to respond. Shaquille Keith crosses over, gets fouled. No continuation on the play, so we'll have a inbound on the sideline.
The London Lightning in the 50-40-90 club right now. Some great shooting percentages. 51, 40, and 90 are your numbers through 2 quarters for the Lightning.
Some Phoenix Suns stuff right there.
Some Steph Curry numbers.
What was the 10 seconds or less offense with Mike D'Antonio, or is Mike D'Antoni in Phoenix with Steve Nash?
The Nash Dodd pick and roll?
Yeah, 7 seconds or less offense, yeah. I don't think we're seeing any of that in this game today, but both teams playing at a high level, like we said.
Of course, and Windsor just hasn't really got things going. Brandon Robinson has 6 points, and he's a guy that usually has about a dozen right now, so...
Good pressure from the Express. But here they come.
And transition again, another 2 points.
Breaking it down in transition, too easy. 55-42, under a minute to go here. When you work so hard to get into the half court and then draw a foul and get 2 free throws, it's really disconcerting to give up an easy point like that.
Of course.
Robinson for 3. Kirk Williams Jr. grabbed the ball. Nope, lost it. Capers has it.
So London really pushing here, being aggressive.
Travel violation against Maxwell. Put his foot on the ground before he put the ball. So Windsor getting a little bit of a break there.
28 ticks left on the clock. Windsor really needs a bucket.
Maurice Bolden working against Maxwell, driving baseline. Stepping around the defender and knocking it down. Bo.
He was calling for that ball. Windsor makes the right pass. Mo Bolden finishes a little fadeaway. And it counts, I believe.
No, the official will wave it off. They'll say it didn't leave his hand. Nick Evans is going to argue, and I'm sure he would, because he knew he would know if he put it off early.
I don't know if they may have got away with one there, but the refs know better than us. That's why they're on the floor, and we're up here in the broadcast booth.
Yep, and the officials will confirm that it is no basket, so the Express saved
Yep.
saved a little bit. They're down by 11 at halftime, 55-44.
Yeah, it's still a manageable deficit. And, there some good things happened for the Windsor Express in the second quarter, that's for sure. We talked about the field goal percentage. It's now at 44, which is pretty good. They're 5 of 14 for long for 35%, but it's really turnovers, Brett, giving up points off of turnovers and getting caught in transition. Those are the major areas to address for Coach Jones at halftime.
Absolutely. We're going to turn it over to Aaron Sanders for the Knoxstrom halftime report when we return. More of second half action from the WFCU Center. You're watching Windsor Express basketball on Knoxstrom.tv. Take it away, Aaron.
Thank you, gentlemen. And it's high time once again for another edition of the Knoxstrom Halftime. Howdy, sports fans. Aaron Sanders bringing it to you. The Windsor Express are having a subpar game right now. They have to find themselves in the second half as they find themselves trailing at halftime 55-44 over the London Lightning and another installment of the 401 rivalry. The first half, we've seen the London Lightning moving smoothly off the pick and rolls. They are picking Windsor's pockets, and why not? They are the cream of the crop of the Central Division, and this is the type of game London is known to be playing. They are coming off of last night's victory in Orangeville against the A's, 124-113, but it looks like they haven't played for a week, and they are really well rested. As for the Windsor Express, it's a different story. They had more than a week off from their last game against Orangeville. They offensively, they're driving to the hoop well. They're driving well. They're finishing off strong. But however, sloppy ball movement is what's killing them the most. They're spending too much time in the wings. And defensively, it's not going well. They are slow on the transition defense, and there's no inside defense at times, which prompts London to follow through on their shots and either get tip-ins or go for second chance points. Now the Express, to recap, they have won 6 of their last 8 games. They have won 3 of their last 4 against the London Lightning within a month. That's it for this game. Now let's go to the NBLC Coach of the Month, which was named earlier this week. For the month of February, from the St. John Millrats, it is Rob Spahn, Coach of the Month, rather. He led the Millrats to a 7-1 record last month, 14-6 overall, tied for first place in the Atlantic Division with the Halifax Hurricanes. Now, did you know this? Rob Spahn was a former scout for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last season, he coached in the PBL, the Premier Basketball League. He coached with the Rochester Razor Sharks, led them to an undefeated record, 15-0, and with every undefeated record in there, they led them to victory. They led them to the PBL championship. Now he's back with the St. John Millrats for another goal round for the NBLC season, and he is the February NBLC Coach of the Month. Good job, Rod Spahn. Put her there. Now the Millrats are really resurging in the Atlantic Conference, so it's going to be fun to see how those two between Halifax and the Millrats fare out. Now to the NBLC Player of the Week. He is from the Island Storm, a 6'10 forward from the University of Buffalo. His name is Brian Adamson. Adamson averaging 18 points a game and 8 rebounds as well. Had 26 points and 10 rebounds this past week against Moncton. So it just really goes to show what he has to work with to get Player of the Week. He works well off the transition. You know, he is one step ahead of the opponents. He makes great contacts, and he makes shots work with a great setup inside. And that is why Brian Addison is the Player of the Week. Good job, Brian Addison. Put her there. Now the out-of-town scores. Only one game outside of this one, and that is the Orangeville A's versus the Niagara River Lions. You're going to hear the Niagara River Lions a lot on this telecast more because that's who we play against tomorrow. Anyhow, between the A's and the River Lions, it is tied at 69 in the third quarter. Lewis Monks leads the A's in scoring with 21 points, and Logan Stutz leads the River Lions in scoring with 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. We're going to step away for a little bit, but when we return, my tips for the second half between these two teams. You're watching the Knoxstrom Halftime.
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Look, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I want to get out of here and move on. It's not gonna.
Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Welcome back to the Knoxham halftime. The Windsor Express see themselves trailing against the Lightning 55-44. And we have some breaking news for you. This just in, the Moncton Miracles have signed Gary Gibson. For most of you Windsorites, you know that Gary Gibson was a part of last year's Windsor Express team that won their second straight NBLC championship, a hometown native. And for Gary Gibson to be signed up to Moncton after being let go from the Island Storm, well, most people, and like you, the NBLC Nation, can't wait to see what he has have to offer with Paul Milicek and the Moncton Miracles. Now, the tips for the second half: if you're the Windsor Express, you really, offensively, you got to start moving. You guys keep on driving to the hoop because it's been working well for you, scoring most of your baskets inside. Don't be discouraged. Drive inside. However, there's no need to go into the wings unless if you're open for a shot. So, for example, if you run to the wing, if you get the ball, you got to stop, pop, and drop from the wings. You can't go to the wings because if somebody's on defense, that's a better risk of a double or a triple team, and you'll lose a possession that way. If you're on defense, you got to work better off the transition defense and defense overall, because if London's making those smooth pick and rolls, you really have to be vocal out there, and you have to switch up on matchups when it's necessary. Because if you keep on dwelling on the pick and rolls and keep on standing there stiff as a board inside while you're playing defense, they'll get better second chance points, they'll get more rebounds, and the defense will deteriorate. This has been advice the Express have had in the first half of the season, where the inside defense was their factor, was their X factor. So if they tighten up on that, and if they move more offensively, they could probably come back and win this thing. Once again, the score at halftime, Lightning 55, the Express 44. Another commercial timeout. When we return, Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe will have the call for the second half. I'll see you at the Knoxham postgame. You've been watching the Knoxham halftime. We'll be back following this commercial timeout.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WFCU Center. Kobe K and Brett Hedges taking over for Aaron Sanders after a phenomenal halftime report. Aaron giving us some breaking news regarding former Windsor Express guard Gary Gibson. He now joins the Moncton Miracles as an IR designate to Derek Hall. and definitely someone who can bring a championship mentality to the Moncton Miracles.
Yeah, he can rebound. He's a fantastic rebounder out of the backcourt. He will be one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. He can pass the basketball. He can score when he's got to. So he does a lot for that team. He was a really underrated player in Windsor, Brett.
Absolutely. And when he was out during their playoff run last season, when he was out with that groin injury, they were very not touch and go, but it wasn't the same basketball team.
Yeah, definitely. There was a hole in the backcourt when he wasn't there. His defensive pressure is a really important component to any team. You know, if he brings that to your backcourt, you're just simply a better basketball team.
And now, as we head into this contest, the Express trail the London Lightning 55-44 at halftime. A slow start for the Windsor Express really have really hindered them as they enter the second half here.
Well, you love the 14 out of Shaquille Keith, but some other guys got to get going here. Chris Commons has 6 points. Kirk Williams Jr. has 4. And then, of course, their lead scorer, Brandon Robinson, with only 6 points. He's a guy that's over 20 a game, so they got to get him going. Very important that they stick to their guns, that they stay committed and confident, and they don't allow things to get broken down in transition.
Yeah, we saw on many occasions throughout the first half, the Windsor Express would just fight tooth and nail just to get a basket, but then give up an easy one on the other side.
London really started spreading the ball around, Brett. They have 16 team assists through 2 quarters, and 9 players have scored. So they've really started to share the ball. And Nick Evans looks like an immediate upgrade to this roster.
Absolutely. As the fourth quarter, I'm just looking at the other scores from around the league. We've got Orangeville and Niagara that are in a battle right now. The River Lions up 91-84 as that's when that game's going into the fourth quarter. Let's just chat about those two teams for a little bit. We're gonna see Niagara tomorrow night. We saw Orangeville last week. Tell us your thoughts about those two teams as they're progressing further this year.
Well, with Niagara and the coaching change at that point, they showed a commitment to put the best basketball product they could on the court. The Zaglinski-Logan Stutz combination is a great core to build around. 2 just flat-out awesome basketball players. Zaglinski leading the league in assists. And we all know what Stutz can do on the scoreboard and on the glass. So I think really building around those 2 guys so important. And Orangeville is another group that's shown a real commitment, brought in key people.
Yeah, Daquan Brooks, really exciting guard that we saw last week. He's leading them. He's helped leading them as well. He's got 7 points at the point guard spot, but it was really his intangibles that really we feel that they can help. So big things going on in the other 2 teams in the division. We've got Niagara tomorrow night, so we'll keep an eye on those teams as that progresses. But as it stands, we've got another half of basketball to play between arguably 2 of the best teams in the league. London coming into the game at 17-6, Windsor at 12-10, and with 11 points separating them at half, Kobe, there's really anyone's game.
Windsor's definitely hanging around, and considering how much better London played, they're only down by 11. So it's a manageable spot here, but they have to come out strong in the third quarter. In the third quarter, and they've got to take care of the basketball. They've got to eliminate these turnovers. Very, very important.
Good call from Steve Belanger, our public address announcer today. Always having a great time. Shout out to our crew today for Knoxsham.tv. Dan Shelley, Jeremy James Fokuo, Aaron Sanders, as you saw on the halftime report. Make sure to stay tuned with him at the postgame report. And second half is underway. Anderson, who knocked down some big threes for the Lightning in the opening half. O'Corey and Akeem Wright. Akeem Wright can't hang on to it as he goes to the basket. Here come the Express. Commons wide open on the elbow. Yep.
And it all starts with a big defensive play. Defense turns into offense. Huge bucket for the Express. Great way to start the third.
And we've really, that mantra has really been has been the motto for the Express for the past 3 years.
Absolutely.
They've allowed the least amount of points per game.
They're just over 98 right now, I believe. So they're playing that level of defense.
Ed Horton with his own offensive rebound. He scores in tight.
Although London, making them work for it tonight, already got 57 with still 2 quarters left.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a point of emphasis for Coach Bill Jones at halftime.
I believe they're scoring 107 points per game, so this is certainly a capable offense every night out.
Extra pass over to B-Rob.
Money ball.
Back-to-back three-pointers from the Windsor Express to start the second half.
And does that get Brandon Robinson going? That's the bigger question.
Akeem Wright for 3. No good.
So here we go. The Windsor Express cut it to 7.
Bennett finds Kirk Williams Jr. He squares up his shoulders and scores.
Now this is the Express basketball we're used to, as they look like a much different team to start the third quarter.
Nick O'Corey gives it over to Horton. Horton drives left, scores. He saw an opening and he exploited it.
The London Lightning did this. They spread the floor so well offensively. Kirk Williams Jr. with consecutive buckets for the Express.
And that's a good point, Kobe. I was gonna say, I was thinking about that earlier, how well they're spacing each other out.
Yeah.
They're really not allowing the Express defense to get in passing lanes because of that. It's when they're getting in the congested spots that they're having trouble. Just like that. Ryan Anderson didn't have much space, ends up short on the three-pointer. Let's see where we go. Shaquille Keith over to Brandon Robinson. No, he's fouled.
I'm not sure how he stayed on his feet there.
He's got incredible balance.
That was crazy.
And he's so young, too. I believe he hasn't had his 23rd birthday yet.
I can't believe he's 190 pounds. The guy looks like a total tank, and he just bullies dudes down there on the block. Like, he doesn't back down to any of these big forwards or in this league.
Well, I don't know about 190 pounds, but he's definitely...
that's what it says he weighs.
Yeah. But he's he's big, broad-shouldered. He's not like...
He's listed at 6'5", 190.
Well, coming out of Kilgore College, maybe he was a little lighter playing in his college days. Brandon Robinson for 3. It's good.
We talked about Brandon Robinson heating up. Look out, folks.
Here it is.
B-Rob is in the place.
He just matched his first half total with 2 shots in the third quarter, so put it that way.
And 2 points.
2-point game, just like that. Offensive foul going to be called against Akeem Wright.
So I would call this a complete momentum swing in favor of the Windsor Express at this time.
Yeah, 3 minutes into the third quarter. Windsor has...
Very important they get out of here with the W so they can really close one of these 5 games that they're behind and just take a true step.
And on the other side, as Kirk Williams scores another basket, I feel like this game is just as equally as important for the London Lightning as well, because they don't want the Express to get in that gap.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
So they got to figure something out here. Tony Bennett,
coast to coast. And the WFCU Center just erupted as Kyle Julius calls for timeout.
61-59, the Windsor Express with a 17-point burst to start the third quarter. And the crowd here at the WFCU Center says it all. Really excited, a lot of excitement going on here in the beginning of the second half.
Tony Bennett now with 10 points and 5 dimes. He was an instrumental part of this run. We've seen him break out into transition, find the open man, and then also finish at the rack. So you got to look to him always as just such a leader for this squad. Number 5, Mr. 40 Plus.
Mr. 40 Plus, names earned, not given. And another person whose name has been earned, not given, is my good friend Kobe K. Why don't you give him a follow on Twitter, everybody, at Kobe519. This man produces a fantastic podcast on MMA, And obviously, we were talking about halftime, some interesting things going on in the MMA world this weekend as well.
There is. Conor McGregor fights Nate Diaz at a very strange weight of 170, moves up 2 weight classes to meet one half of the Diaz brothers at UFC 196 as part of their main event in Las Vegas, Nevada. And so much drama surrounding the press conferences. These guys jawing at each other for a fight that doesn't involve a title. I can't believe how many people are involved with this thing. It might break some records in terms of pay-per-views. I'm sure the whole world will be watching.
Absolutely. And folks, if you like NBL Canada basketball just as much as we are, make sure to subscribe to NBL Canada Live on YouTube, and you can see the NBL Canada podcast as soon as it goes up. We've had a great time putting it together, Kobe, and with some great contributions from everybody around the league, especially Vince Williams doing some great work out in Halifax.
Total team effort. Shout out Audley Stevenson. He's really the man behind the magic that makes it all happen.
And some pressure from the Express right out of the gate.
Tony Bennett with another steal and converts on a great defensive play. All smiles up here in the broadcast booth.
London looking to respond. They've given up 19 points in the opening 4 minutes of the third quarter, while only scoring 4 themselves.
Don't sleep on these Lightning, though.
Nick Evans, there he goes. He gets his team going. The new acquisition.
5 boards and now 6 points for the big man. Quieted the Windsor crowd a little bit, Brett.
Sorry, here come the Lightning. Corey.
Windsor doing a much better job getting back in transition.
Oh, Shaquille Keith can't finish in transition.
So really that happened because there was no breakdown on the defensive end for the Windsor Express. Much better placement, and that results in, some potential offense here as Shaq Keith at the free throw line.
2 shots. At the line, Shaq.
I guess Shaquille Keith took advantage of the weekend off that they had, and they had the Saturday, Sunday, almost 5 complete days off. They've come with some good energy here, led by their rookie, Shaquille Keith.
7 of 8 from the line. He's got 15 points right now and 8 boards, and to go along with 5 helpers. Been a real bright light for the Express.
And Shaquille Keith then picks up a foul a long ways away from his home basket, but can't knock the hustle.
Gotta love the point guard play here from both teams, Brett. Tony Bennett, 14 points, 5 boards, 6 of 8 from the field. And then, of course, Nick Okori, 9 points, 6 assists.
Patterson puts his foot on the ground. Slides into the front row, but he finishes at the hoop.
Strong take for one of the NBL's top 20 leading scorers.
Kirk Williams Jr. slips it again. We've seen that play time and time again, and he just turns those shoulders so quickly, squares up and scores. There's Patterson again.
Oh,
yes, it does.
This guy's out of his mind right now. Tony Bennett, 8 dimes, showing off some serious court vision.
There he goes again. Nope, Tony Bennett can't score. He falls hard on the baseline, but he gets back up. Patterson for 3, yes, and he takes back the London Lightning lead.
So
68-67.
Turn it into a barn burner. Stat correction there, Tony Bennett 6 dimes. I apologize.
Robinson kicks it back out to Commons. Reach and foul on Nick Evans is going to go again as he's reaching in on Tony Bennett. Chris Commons drawing the double there.
London fouls number 20, Nick Evans.
And Windsor shooting the basketball much better now, Brett. 53% collectively. London still doing good things, 54%. And it shows on the scoreboard. London up by 1.
Commons for 3. No good. Kirk Williams Jr. keeps it up. Nope. Ripped away by Maxwell. Patterson for 3. Now you're seeing more and more reasons why this guy was an NBL Canada Player of the Week.
And London going back to that transition play and exploiting some holes there for Windsor's defense.
Shaquille Keith in the corner for Kirk. It's good. They get back within one.
Shaquille Keith with some hesitation on the dribble penetration and then just fires a pass over to the left corner.
And Nick O'Corey and Warren Ward, you get their signals mixed up there.
This is turning into a really good basketball game.
Kobe, I'm sorry, but what else did you expect? This is Windsor and London.
This is really, really heating up.
Yeah, Chris Commons heads to the bench. Oh, no, he doesn't. Sorry. Mo Bolden checks in. Kirk Williams Jr. goes to the bench.
Shaquille Keith playing point guard.
That's the versatility that he's got. He can bring the ball to the floor as a two-guard for you. But he's got the body where you can guard up 1 through 4. Robinson can't hit the three-point basket. Mo Bolden going to be called for a foul on the rebound.
Tyshawn Patterson hitting a couple big trays. He's got 14 points, 2 assists, and 1 board. Stephen Maxwell still with 12 points, 5 boards. So we got to watch out for that guy. He's good for almost 20 a night.
Absolutely. Quick shout out to a dedicated NBL Canada fan, John James, currently in the hospital. We wish you a speedy recovery from everyone here at Knockstrom.tv.
Salute, my friend.
Patterson for 3 once again.
So London showing off once again the threat that they possess behind the three-point line.
Bennett can't knock down the mid-range jumper. Loose ball. He gets it back. Finds Shaquille Keith for 2.
18 points for Shaq Keith. Another dime for Tony Bennett.
And an illegal screen going to be called against Nick Evans.
And let's go back to the Windsor basket momentarily, Brett. Tony Bennett misses his jump shot, but the second effort, the hustle, allows him to get the basketball and find the open man. That is all about effort.
Absolutely, and Tony Bennett's always been about effort ever since he came to the Windsor Express. Former member of the London Lightning.
14 and 7 tonight, 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown.
And I've talked about it before that in our in the Windsor Express first season, it took a Game 7 victory over the London Lightning to get them to the NBL Finals. And who was on the other side of that floor? Tony Bennett and the London Lightning.
Yep.
Leading that squad there. So it goes to show that he's done it for multiple jerseys. As Commissioner Dave Magley says, he's hurt me in a couple jerseys. I don't like him.
Yeah, he was balling out in Chicago, too.
Absolutely. He was great. Bradley.
Been doing big things.
Bradley product. So the foul against Nick Evans is going to bring Brandon Robinson to the free throw line.
In London, 9 of 20 from downtown. But the Express, 9 of 21. So it's really been a three-point shootout.
Absolutely. And Coach Calagiulia is speaking with one of the officials there. I'm sure getting some confirmation on the call.
This is an important free throw for the Windsor Express.
Absolutely. They're down 2 right now. Lead scorer knocks down the technical free throw. They trail by 1 with retained possession on the near sideline. And
an opportunity at a three-point play could maybe potentially take the lead. Good sequence of events for the Windsor Express.
And especially because that foul that Nick Evans got was, Shaquille Keith in the corner for Brandon Robinson. Gets it back from Robinson. Puts it up and scores. And like I was saying, that Nick Evans screen was on a transition opportunity for London. So that's a 5-point, 6-point swing there.
That's it. And Windsor is now up by 1 after showing some real effort to get that basketball. Shaquille Keith with the dribble pen once again.
Nick O'Corey working against Brandon Robinson. Nice spin move there. In the corner for Ward. It's good. Shaquille Keith reached in and he made him pay.
Windsor really does need to check the perimeter D, though. They can't allow the London Lightning to have these clean looks from downtown. They're just too deadly from the three-point line.
Yeah, we spoke about that at the pregame. Commons jab step on Nick Evans, gets him to commit, works around, then he gets it to fall with the reverse layup.
Showing off that toolbox in the block is Chris Commons, just a deadly force down low.
Warren Ward for 3, no good. Shaquille Keith up in transition. Leaves it for Commons.
Show time.
He loves the stage. He loves the big game.
He has been the player of the game thus far, I can tell you that. Cracking 20 points.
And Patterson can't get it to fall on the 3 ball off the hand of Nick Evans.
And Shaquille Keith, maybe a triple-double alert here. 20 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. So really not that far off.
Yeah, absolutely. As Commons and Keith take a seat, they've been a big part of the success the Express have had in this quarter, coming back from an 11-point deficit. Now they're up by 2, 79-77. Alex Johnson at the helm. His pass is batted away. Ward in transition. Nearly turned it over. They do turn it over. Mo Bolden over to Kirk for 2.
Big defensive play, and then the bucket there. Mo Bull being unselfish, sliding that basketball over to Kirk Will.
Slide it over to KWJ, or Captain Kirk, as our humble servant Alejandro calls him. Foul is going to be called on the hold. Nick Evans as he was going up. Alex, would you be so kind to address your adoring fan base?
Well, just a big shout out to Justin Prince, JP. He's watching the live stream. JP, we missing you. Hopefully you can make it tomorrow. And Channel Watt and
oh my goodness! Please, no.
I don't care. He deserves to get that basket.
Yeah,
good basket.
Absolutely. That's Sean Patterson. It's looking like we could just have our own little highlight reel to Sean Patterson on this week's NBO Canada podcast.
Yeah, he's got 17. He's hit 3 triples, but just knocking down huge shots.
Yes, wishing JP to get better. He is fighting a stomach bug, stomach flu.
Yeah, it's coming around.
So hopefully he will be able to make it very soon.
Absolutely. It's a long season. JP, get healthy, my friend. Nick Evans can't knock down the jumper. We will gladly welcome you with open arms when you come back. Maurice Bolden over to Tony Bennett for 3. No, off the heel. Loose ball, though, ends up in Mo Bo's hands. 3 ball, no. KWJ, no. Capers in transition to Patterson. Ooh. He gets fouled. Johnson's going to be called for the push, I believe.
Well, you got to love that backdoor effort by Kirk Williams Jr. there on the block.
Yeah, no one's giving up on any play on the other side of the ball, and that's just something that's makes this league great and makes this game great. These guys are playing at such a high level.
These fans have to absolutely love the product on the court tonight. Those in attendance are enjoying a real treat.
Absolutely. Nice crowd here. I'm assuming we're going to see some of our younger fans coming onto the floor for the between 3rd and 4th.
It's crazy to think Windsor went into the half down by 11. London looked like they were maybe we're going to run away with this thing, and now with the $1:20 left in the 3rd, Windsor's up by 2.
And as DJ Thor puts it on the don't call it a comeback. Brandon Robinson fouled on the 3-point basket.
And he's the guy for the Windsor Express you want on the line shooting three free throws, that's for sure. 90% on the season. He has hit 87 of 96 free throws, Brett.
Wow. Can't say enough about B-Rob. We were really excited about the signing of Robinson. After the Express failed to score 100 points in the first 2 games of the regular season, Robinson comes in and has really led the charge offensively, but at times it's everyone doing everything for the Express.
And he's started slow, like we said, but now 4 of 9, and he's hit 4 triples himself. And he's got 4 assists to go along with his 14 points he scored. So really doing all things for the Express.
Knocks down 2 free throws there, extends the Express lead to 5 points, 84-79. And Akeem Wright checks into the game for London. I'm sure they would like to make a nice push before the end of the queue. And that is why they're going to be calling timeout in this one.
And I would say the right time to take it by Kyle Julius.
Couldn't agree with you more. Crucial time of the third quarter here with just over a minute to go.
Windsor's struggling early with points in the paint, now leading the London Lightning. Windsor with 44. The London Lightning with, Windsor with 44, and the London Lightning with 34. It's an interesting stat to see them come on so strong late in the game.
Make sure you pick up the latest issue.
Like we said, the Windsor Express will play again tomorrow against the Niagara River Lions. I'm just going to check and see how that game is going. As Aaron said, like we said earlier, Aaron Sanders reported at halftime that former Express guard Gary Gibson is signed by the Moncton Miracles, who also just signed Sean Van Zandt. So big things coming out of Moncton. We talked about that in the NBL Canada podcast this week as well.
And I don't think we've given enough credit to the Express defense, and that really is ultimately what's gotten them back in this game. London now has 12 turnovers, and the Windsor Express with 18 points off those turnovers. 2 categories where they struggled through the first 2 quarters. Now virtually going into the fourth, they're leading in those categories. That is absolutely huge.
Absolutely. Looking at our scores from around the league, with 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, the Niagara River Lions lead Orangeville 116-105. So Orangeville eclipsing 100 points. But back to this game, London looking to close out the quarter on a high note. They trail by 5 to the Windsor Express. Horton crosses the timeline.
Last minute of play in the quarter. Last minute of play.
You heard it from Steve Belanger. Last minute of play in the third quarter here. Akeem Wright working against Eric Frederick. That's a good, interesting matchup. Tony Bennett reaches in on Marcus Capers there. You know you made a mistake committing the foul, sending him to the line.
Might have been a foot on the 3-point line there. Might be 2 shots. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep, they will call 2 shots on the Tony Bennett foul.
And that helps out Windsor a tad, Brett.
Absolutely, and Capers is a guy that we've spoken of very highly. Slow start to the game tonight. Only 3 points so far after this first free throw there.
He's another capable scorer. He's only averaging 5 per game, but he's shooting 55% from long and 53% from the field. So when you need a bucket, you can go to him.
Patterson. Hesitation dribble, lost it. Ends up in the hands of Johnson. Over to Bennett. He's got a bucket.
Turnover. Points off turnovers. We just spoke about it, and that's really what's helped Windsor to extend the lead to 6.
20 seconds left in the frame. Horton knocks it down. Nice floating jumper there from Ed Horton, number 0.
He's quietly amassed 9 points.
The Express can't knock down the shot at the buzzer, but they lead 86-82. We're going to take a short break and return with some stats and facts. You're watching Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv. Welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Some of our younger fans in attendance getting the chance to be on the floor.
How awesome was that?
Absolutely.
Those kids look like they were having a blast out there. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely, and it's great to see all the younger fans getting to come out and experience professional basketball in their own backyards. It's really a very special opportunity that some kids don't have.
You get to watch basketball and you get to do the whip and nay, best of both worlds.
With conductor Coltrane, I may add.
He might be the best dancer in the WFCU Center, though.
Besides you.
Well,
that ball ends up in the 4th, 5th, 6th row of the bowl seating here as
the upper deck.
The upper deck.
The upper decker.
That's right. Shaquille Keith on the near sideline for the Windsor Express, looking to inbound this play. A big game from Shaquille Keith today.
Maybe his best game so far in an Express uniform.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. We saw him on December 26th knock down 24 points. Kirk Williams Jr. Good defense there from Nick Evans to knock that ball away. Though he's looking for a jump ball, and
Kirk Williams Jr. is feeling it.
Yeah, when your body's going all the way up and there's a big lever there stopping you, it's probably going to cause a little bit of jarring on the body.
Stays in the game and cans a triple. Unbelievable.
They'll call it a long two. But Kirk Williams Jr., last year's NBL Canada Finals MVP, getting it done right there. Windsor up 6, 88-82.
Tough as nails.
Tough as nails, but as nice as they come. Patterson stops at the three-point line. Can't get it to fall. Up. Kirk Williams Jr.'s got it. Turns it over. Ooh. No foul. Akeem Wright. Ball don't lie.
That's it. Windsor's just there's some lucky bounces out there, and London just isn't getting them right now, and Windsor is, but that can change.
It's been like that. Shaquille Keith has to rip it out away from Ed Horton. And a double technical being assessed to both Ed Horton and Shaquille Keith now.
And I am eyeing up a large bag of popcorn down there in one of those rows. Have you ever had phenomenal. The WFCU Center popcorn?
Bottomless popcorn for $6, I believe.
Unbelievable.
Folks, if you haven't been to a Windsor Express game, I'm sorry, but you're missing out. You guys gotta get down here. We've got a home game tomorrow against Niagara.
Right.
And check out the Windsor Express schedule at windsorexpress.ca and WFCU-center.com.
It's affordable and fun. You can come up to the booth and get a Kobe K autograph free of charge.
That's right. I'll even throw in a Brett Hedges autograph as well. But we all know that everyone wants an Alex
2-for-1.
Alex.
Of course.
They want to take selfies with Alex. That's what it is.
Of course.
He'll be too busy tearing down the set at the end of the show. Another foul on the inbound there. So because they were offsetting technicals, neither team will get a shot, I believe. Since we went on the ensuing possession while we were talking about Alex getting autographs. So it is. Score remains 88-82, 10:49 to go. Patterson and Nick O'Corey switch spots. Kirk Williams Jr. on the inbound. Driving, extending the play. Hook shot, it's good. KWJ.
A jack of all trades. Kirk Williams Jr.
Oh, Nick O'Corey, beautiful. Oh, he gets... Oh, a hard foul there down low, Mo Bolden. Nick O'Corey went down hard.
The Express, after a slow offensive start, Brett, now with 5 players in double digits.
All right. Nick O'Corey getting back up with the help of a teammate. We'll wait to see what the final word is from the PA announcer once we get it, folks.
The Express maybe might set a season record here for assists, 28, eclipsing their per-game average of 25. But the London Lightning with 22, they're averaging 23. So we're seeing some great passing in this game. Looking at these rebounds, 28 for the London Lightning, 5 on the offensive end, 24 for the Windsor Express, 4 on the offensive end. Both teams shooting the basketball at high percentages. Windsor with 4 blocks, London with 1. Then we look at those turnovers, 13 for London, 10 for Windsor. And the bench of the London Lightning has really helped them in this game. Brett, 38 points.
Wow.
Windsor with 25 there. 36 points in the paint for London, 48 for the Express. 9 second chance points for the London Lightning, 5 for the Windsor Express. And then we look at those points off turnovers. Maybe the most important category in this game. 12 for the Lightning and 20 for the Windsor Express. So that's a +8 on that scoreboard right now.
Absolutely, as the officials have officially confirmed. We'll just have a few more seconds before we have to, we'll figure out what the exact call is. Wait for the PA announcer.
Yes, Brett, shout out to Shaquille Perrin and also to Alan McKellar. And of course, to Ryan Lush, who are watching our live stream.
Thank you to everyone for watching on the live stream today. Make sure to subscribe to NBO Canada Live, the YouTube channel, so you can get Kobe's next edition of the NBO Canada podcast live this week, featuring Brett Hedges. With some fantastic contributions from across the league.
From around the league.
Orangeville A's announcer Kelsey Wright, always putting in work, doing some great interviews.
Marty Thompson from
the London Lightning doing great. Shout out to you, Marty, and Chris, also doing some player rankings.
Chuck Miller, Vince Williams, Audley Stevenson.
That's right.
The whole gang.
And of course,
Squad. Wow.
Yeah, with some Knockstrom.tv and Sports Live 24 highlights on there as well. So shout out to all those live stream squads for all the great work they do. And of course, all of those plays and highlights would be nothing without the players and fans and coaches of the NBL. So our shout out to them as well for putting on a great performance. So Nick O'Corey's getting 3 free throws, 2 for the original drive, where he was fouled from Maurice Bolden. An additional for a technical.
You gotta wonder if that play will come back to hurt them in the end of the game.
Well, absolutely. This could be a 6-point swing right here. They're only down by 5. 10.5 minutes to go. Anybody's ball game. We've got a lot to go. And it's only 9:15 out in Ontario, so we've got all night to play. Anderson. There it is. Beautiful reverse layup there.
And that's the concern with him when he's lurking out on the perimeter. Takes it to the rack and gets his team a much-needed 2 points.
Commons. Over to Alex Johnson for 3. No good. 3-point game now, 90-87. The Express commit the foul. It's going to go against Frederick, who I believe was the recipient of the technical on the possession prior.
Second personal, team 4th.
Robinson and Tony Bennett checking into the game. Frederick and Johnson going to check out. I saw Robinson on the bike moments before. I was wondering if he was going to check in soon. Akeem Wright seals off his man, Kirk Williams Jr.
Little spinneroonie.
And we've got a 1-point game.
Just like that. And we talked about that 4-point swing there.
Big game. Oh, Shaquille Keith.
Triple-double alert is official. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. Shaquille Keith.
And the execution of a fundamental play just to a wide-open person. Great job. Nick O'Corey answers right back. Goes right to the rack for 2. Showing no ill effects of the hard foul from Mo Bolden.
This is like Game 7 atmosphere around here right now.
Yeah. Commons. That's his spot.
Yeah.
Don't see him miss too many from there. Here come the Lightning. Anderson rocking number 44. A Nebraska native for all you Cornhuskers out of there.
The spacing. Give the London Lightning an opportunity to shoot here. Oh,
Tony Bennett on defense.
who else? Averaging over 2 steals a game. Tony Bennett, 18.7 dimes.
And the best part is I saw him laughing on his way to the basket. He always plays with such energy, and now he's down on the floor after Ryan Anderson ties the game up with a 3-ball.
This crowd is loving the atmosphere tonight. The players really putting on.
Nice crowd here today, too.
Anytime London's in the house, you know there's going to be fans in these seats. Always great games.
Absolutely, and London fans travel well also, so
It's a good
shout out to
point.
our fans that traveled down the 401 to be a part of this today. So big shout out to you. There's always two halves to the rivalry, right? And that's what makes this rivalry great. Two
Yeah.
fantastic franchises.
They wanted to get a look at their new big man, Nick Evans. They got to be happy.
Shaquille Keith around the defenders to B-Rob.
Tony Bennett!
Saves it over to KWJ.
Oh, unbelievable. I got it smiling from ear to ear right now.
Kirk Williams Jr., 23 points tonight. Nick O'Corey for 3. Oh, he can't answer.
Come on, Express Nation, raise the roof with Quinn Roofing and make some noise!
Commons in the low post. Looking to find a man cutting to the basket. Nearly turned over Brandon Robinson. Now he does turn it over. Nick O'Corey has it now in transition. Blocked! But a foul going to be called.
That's a good foul to take. Keeps the crowd in it. It doesn't give London a basket in transition. I like it.
7:09 to go. Nick Evans going to come into the game.
His second personal team fifth.
Shaq Keith, 20 points, 9 assists, 9 boards. So keep an eye on the potential triple-double.
Yeah, not too many triple-doubles I've seen this year. I know that Sammy Zaglinski got the league's first of the year earlier, but not too many this season. So Shaquille Keith.
Well, we can talk about a double-double, and that's Nick O'Corey, 15 points and 10 helpers for number 2.
Brett, also shout out to Brian Rager.
Brian Rager. He was, to be honest, it was Brian who got me interested in the Windsor Express because I saw him at a St. Clair College function and he got me involved. And Chris Commons scores in transition. And it was Brian at that table. So Brian, if you're watching, thanks for getting me involved in this.
Well, shout out to Alex for bringing Kobe K in the mix. With no experience, I got a chance to sit down and just try this, and it stuck. So, thank you, Alex.
The only bad thing is you got to work with me. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're a teddy bear.
Patterson scores to tie this game up at 98. Usually, when these two teams score 100 points, it's usually a first to 100 to win. But we've still got half of a fourth quarter to play, and these teams are about to crack 100 each.
There's a line violation there.
A little push.
No.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Bennett's going to be called. Sorry, he drew the foul.
Number 20, Nick Evans, his third personal.
So that's the third foul on Nick Evans. So Kyle Julius and Bill Jones being called to the center court by the crew chief. And you spoke about it earlier, Kobe. You said this was a playoff atmosphere, and I couldn't agree with you more. So a time was going to be called. Not sure who was assigned the timeout. But it does not matter. We've got ourselves a barn burner, folks, 98-98. And if you're an NBO Canada fan, you got to be happy with what you've seen tonight, Kobe.
I can see a game winner in the horizons. If I look into my crystal ball, that's what I see.
We haven't had a buzzer beater since opening night here when Bilal Ben knocked down a big shot for the Orangeville A's. to send the Express to an 0-1 record on opening day here. So it's been a while, so a buzzer beater would be nice to see tonight, but I'm sure if you're a Windsor Express fan or a London Lightning fan, I'm sure you'd like your team to take a lead here and maybe take it all the way to victory.
In win or lose, the coach Bill Jones has to be happy in the end with the effort. The way that this game started going into the half, I mean, this team, this Express squad has answered the bell.
Absolutely, and on the other side of the floor, you got the league-leading London Lightning, 17-6 in the regular season. 4 of those 6 losses coming to Windsor, looking to even the regular season series at 4 apiece. Windsor currently leads 4-3.
Playing great basketball. They've already scored 98 points. They've been shooting 55% from the field, 42% from downtown, 11 of 26, and then 89% from the free throw line. That's a fantastic number. So this is an ultra efficient team that has 25 collective team assists.
Folks, make sure to stick around after the game for the Aaron Sanders Knockstrom post-game report. Aaron putting in great work, filling in at all aspects of the broadcast. Tony Bennett for 3.
Just chilling out on the in the corner there.
Another Remax 3-pointer. Maxwell at the top of the key. Don't see him shoot too many threes. You don't think he's even thinking about it. There's Bennett once again swiping the ball away. And we're going to have ourselves a media timeout. We're going to step away for just a quick second here. When we return, the duration of the 4th quarter of Windsor Express versus London Lightning on Knockstrom.tv. Welcome back to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. 5:54 remaining in the 4th quarter here. Nick O'Corey for 3, right out the bat, no good.
And Shaquille Keith 1 assist away from a triple-double.
Final score out of Niagara. The River Lions win 119-109 and 1. Tony Bennett.
And that's 23 points for Tony Bennett. Doing big things for the Express. They have 3 scorers with 20 points plus.
Nice pass from Kirk Williams Jr. there as well. And I look at this 5 on the floor for the Windsor Express. You've got arguably 4 of the best veterans that have played in this league in Commons, Robinson, Bennett, and Williams Jr., along with a standout rookie in Shaquille Keith. This is a really formidable starting 5.
I like it. It's almost like a bit of small ball too. They got 3-pointers there. Kirk Williams Jr. can play at the rack. Chris Commons, we know what he can do in the paint. So it's a diverse and unique lineup. Good point.
And then you look at the 5 for the Lightning. You've got 3 of the most athletic guys that I've ever seen at this league as Capers can't score in tight looking for a foul, and they'll go. You've got Capers, you've got Maxwell, and you've got O'Corey with the sharpshooter Anderson and just a grinder in Nick Evans.
Yeah,
So,
London's the real deal. I mean, they're a great basketball team.
Commons.
Oh.
The Express fans are in agreement.
Kyle Julius wants to talk it over. He is going absolutely mental right now.
He was looking for an offensive foul against Tony Bennett before he drove and kicked it to Chris Commons. And
Right. Hey, you know what? Passion is a beautiful thing, if you will, and he clearly cares.
I'd be more like some people would be more upset if he wasn't arguing that call, and I agree.
He's a great coach, and that's his passion coming out.
And it's just bang bang on those plays all the time, and we see it all the time, and we look at each other and go, and it's such a tough job that these guys do down on the floor, and I wouldn't want to do it.
Well, it's also a little bit of frustration. I mean, that was yet another monster basket by the Express, and this is a game that they look like they had in the bag. But this London team is resilient, and this game is far from over.
Oh, far from over. 5-11.
Brad, question for you.
Yes?
How many people do you think we got today here at the WFCU?
Couple stacks, 2,000. I don't.
Maybe, yeah. The attendance this year has been very steady. Very steady. Last week against Orangeville, I'd say we were close to 1,500. I'd say very, very comfortable today. So we've been averaging over, and we don't see final numbers or anything like that.
Right.
I'd say it's over 1,000 a game. So we're doing well. We're happy. Some great fans here, some of the best in the league, as there are countless phenomenal fans around the league. Got some really nice things going on the live stream discussion board here. Some nice things being said, so we appreciate all those things. We try and bring the best quality broadcast to you guys. Make sure you're checking out the HD tab in the bottom right corner of your screen and checking out these guys in the best possible quality that we have. Anderson for three, no good. Soaring in, no. Nick Evans with the O board.
And the putback.
And he scores.
What a quick release Ryan Anderson's got, though, to get that shot off.
No, we've seen it countless times. And there's the hands of Ryan Anderson. The defense showing up right there. Can never sleep on that guy. He's always dangerous, always deadly on either side of the ball. In the corner, there's Anderson again. With ice in his veins.
So big defensive play to cause a turnover, then comes back down on the other side and hits a massive triple to cut the lead to 5. And now you see a more relaxed, confident London team right back in it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fired up after the last possession, but they're harnessing that energy and putting it towards their opponent. They trail by 5 points, 108-103. Windsor Express with possession after the timeout. Been a fun game here to be a part of. We'd like to thank you all for joining us on the Knoxsham.tv broadcast. A reminder that we are back here tomorrow night against Niagara, who just beat Orangeville 119-109.
We're going back to back.
We're going back to back. Another opportunity to see Niagara tomorrow. Some fantastic players for that squad. But this game is not over yet. We've got ourselves a barn burner, Kobe.
No, London is most definitely up for the challenge here. As like I said, lead cut to 5. So really, it becomes about lineups here, closing, defense, and what Kyle Julius is talking about in this huddle, to get his team to a place to take this lead back.
I agree. Just looking at the scores quarter by quarter, London took a 28-14 lead after the first quarter. Windsor comes back and outscores them 30-27 in the second to make it a 11-point game at half. Then they outscore them by 15 in the third. And now it's a 1-point differential in the fourth quarter. So it's really exciting to see.
A seesaw battle.
And now Nick O'Corey going to be called for a blocking foul on Tony Bennett. And if you want two guards that are going to go hard on every single possession and give it everything they have, you've got it in number 2 in the black and gold and number 5 in the red and white.
Absolutely. Nick Okori, 16 points, 11 dimes. Tony Bennett, 24 points, 10 assists. He's hit 3 of 6 from downtown, and now he's at the free throw line looking to add to this lead.
And he does just that. 109, 103. Bennett extends the lead to 7, 110 to 103. 4 minutes to go. Highest output from the Express, I believe, this year is 119 points. So don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying this is a high-scoring game. Okori can't knock down. Sorry, he's fouled on the pass. The alley-oop was finished, but there's going to be a foul called on Commons, I believe.
Express foul to number 32.
Sorry, Kirk Williams Jr. going to pick that one up.
His second personal.
Just his second personal of the game.
2 shots. At the line, Nick Okori.
Nick O'Scory back at the free throw line, 4.
6 of 7 on the night.
7 of 8.
And the team collectively 17 of 19.
They've done the little things right. It's just one big push from the Express in the third quarter that's let them trail by 5 points.
And Coach Jones really stuck with this lineup that's out there right now.
Bennett for 3, off the front rim. Okori in transition. Over to Anderson. He stops and shoots right away and knocks it down.
And there very well could have been a foul there as Tony Bennett made contact.
Wow, here we go. 110-108. Did I say this game feels like a playoff match? Because I think I did. Okay. Kirk Williams Jr. going to be pushed. Oh.
There's a technical foul called.
So Kirk Williams Jr. is the recipient of a push. I believe that a Nick Evans is going to be called for that foul. Well, Shaquille Keith showing some emotion. Gets teed up. And that's his second technical of the game, Kobe. So I believe he's done.
And it's tough timing, but looks like Kirk Williams Jr. will shoot a free throw here.
Yeah.
As we sort this thing out.
Believe we'll have 2 free throws our way and then 1 on London's way.
So now these become really important free throws. Windsor 17 of 23 for 73%. Certainly a big improvement from the way the game started.
Yeah, and it is official. Shaquille Keith has been ejected from the game for his second technical foul of the contest.
That is his second.
And it was a phenomenal effort from Shaquille Keith. Just a little bit of emotion getting the best of him there.
20 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 board shy of a triple-double, 8 for 9 from the line, 6 of 10 from the field. Like you said, young player, really passionate about what he's doing, and he's got to learn from it because this is a time where they need him.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
it's growth. It's about growth.
Absolutely, and Kirk Williams Jr. splits the pair to put Windsor up 3, 111-108. But Ryan Anderson will shoot a technical free throw, and the London Lightning will maintain possession. 3:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. So Anderson makes it a 2-point game. London takes over.
Has a chance to tie or take the lead if they can convert on this possession.
And the ejection of Shaquille Keith kind of disrupts the flow of the 5 that was on here and the success they were having.
Absolutely. You got to wonder if this group's getting tired, though. They've played a lot of minutes.
Brandon Robinson on the floor. Tony Bennett with the defense there. Alex Johnson secures it.
Clearly not getting tired. All heart, Tony Bennett.
Commons. Working on Maxwell. Spin move to the baseline. He can't get it to fall. Loose ball. Williams is on the floor, but here's Capers. Over to Okori. Travel. They're going to call foul. Chris Common's going to be called for that one. Should be his second foul. So things are getting interesting here with 2:37 to go.
And this game may come down to what happened at the free throw line.
And I am just being informed, or my eyes are informing me, Tyrone Crawford of the Dallas Cowboys in the house. Windsor native Tyrone Crawford.
Very cool.
Yeah. So cool to see Tyrone, Catholic Central product out of Windsor, here with his brother Terrence, a CFL draft prospect for this year. Sorry to go on the segue there, but I thought it'd be cool to see. Bennett inside the three-point line, but he knocks it down for two.
Mr. 40 plus, name earned, not given.
Yeah, and he breaks a tie game, 113-111 to go with 2:10 to play. Nick O'Corey to Nick Evans. He can't knock down the jumper, but Stephen Maxwell's there. He can't let go. He can't knock down the second shot. And then soaring in was Nick Evans, and he's going to be called for a foul.
And Windsor doing everything they can there not to give up the second board, which would have been another opportunity for London to score. So this really worked in Windsor's favor.
Yeah, a rare miss from inside from Stephen Maxwell as well. You spoke about how high his field goal percentage is. I honestly thought we were going to have a tie game after that basket.
Right, it's well over 60. He's been a little bit cold tonight, not his usual self, 12-6. But certainly some other players from London holding it down. Nick O'Corey, Warren Ward, Akeem Wright, and Tyshawn Patterson all in double digits.
And Mr. Dependable knocks down two big free throws for the Express. 1:15-111 to go. Sorry, 1:15-111 the score with 1:58 to go.
Let's go, Express Nation. Defense! Defense! Defense!
Ryan Anderson over to Akeem Wright. Active hands from the Windsor Express. I believe that was Brandon Robinson that knocked that one away.
That turnover could be a nail in the coffin for the London Lightning.
16 seconds on the shot clock.
If Windsor could convert, of course.
Bennett. I'm going to say it's off of Stephen Maxwell as he was on his way to the basket. Good job by Maxwell staying straight up on that drive. I saw great defense from my side here.
I would agree, and 6 seconds left on the clock. Shot clock, pardon me.
Bill Jones giving an eye to the crew chief. I love Bill. 60-second timeout. Less than 2 minutes to go.
A great time to regroup.
Yeah, if you're a NBO Canada basketball fan or just a basketball fan in general, you got to be loving what's going on here tonight. Folks, make sure to check out Aaron Sanders and the Knoxstrom post-game report. We've had some really nice things being said on the NBO Canada chat board. So thanks to all of our fans that are watching out today. We see you guys, and we appreciate you guys watching us.
I concur.
And at the forefront of this fantastic broadcast, a phenomenal basketball game that has seen runs and ebbs and flows and just so many fun things to talk about.
Yeah, it's been maybe the best game of the year to call.
Yeah.
I think I've really enjoyed it thus far. Buck 26 left, Express up by 4. The big dogs for the Windsor Express getting it going late, stepping up. But the London Lightning look poised and ready to try to close this thing out and steal one in Windsor.
I'm going to ask Alex a question, because I know that you know it. Alex, when was the last time we saw a buzzer beater here with London? Greg Surmaz.
Greg Surmaz, yes.
That's right.
That
Game
1
2.
second that everyone went to see the shot clock on the live stream.
Yep. Chris Commons for 3, no good. Ripping it away, no. Ooh, Tony Bennett couldn't grab it. Good job by the Express to stop the transition offense, though. 110. Brandon Robinson with a big steal, Anderson tried to find Capers on the baseline, but B. Rob jumped up and swiped it away.
17 turnovers for the London Lightning.
Turnover. Nope, they're going to say it's off of London. Pardon me. Windsor up 115, 111 with 56 seconds to go.
And the intensity that the Express have turned up here late in this game is unbelievable. They really are controlling things.
You're just having a fan clean up some of the dew on the court.
Blood, sweat, and tears, buddy.
That's right, and these guys have put it all out on the floor today. I really hope that everyone all of our fans that are watching at home have been enjoying this game just as much as I have, or in front of the I'd say ballpark 1,500 fans that are here tonight to catch the latest edition of Windsor versus London.
And Windsor will keep the basketball.
As we said, these two teams will play twice more this season. Oh, turnover there, down low. 50 seconds to go. Nick O'Corey crosses the timeline. Spin dribble. Goes baseline. Off the glass. No good. Rare miss from O'Corey.
Huge board for Superman Johnson.
Wow, big, what a crazy turn of events there.
Windsor desperately needed to secure that rebound, and they did it.
Absolutely. Nick O'Corey misses from in tight.
And just missed. He did a great job creating some space with the spin move, just couldn't finish at the rack.
Yeah, and an odd move there. They pumped up the crowd during a home free throw. So Alex Johnson misses the first, but he nails the second to make it a 5-point game.
So now we enter the chess match. Kyle Julius and Coach Bill Jones.
Lots of time.
Absolutely. Any shout-outs that you want to give out, Alex?
Well, shout out to all the NVLC fans that are watching the live stream, and of course all those who are going to watch the replay later on.
And of course we'll be here tomorrow night as well.
Of course.
Yeah, it is a military appreciation night here at the WFCU Center tomorrow, so I'm going to see if I can find some camo to rock out and support all of our troops and everybody that has gone across the world to fight for our rights and for our country. So
I'd like to give a shout out too. I'd like to shout out myself, Kobe Cake, best color in the NBL, two-time winner of the Knockstrom Award, taking home the hardware.
And he's the most humble too. Sheesh.
Number one.
No,
you're not first, you're last.
Nobody go away.
Ricky Bobby told me that.
40 seconds, 5 points is nothing for the London Lightning. I have seen them coming back like.
Absolutely. 40 seconds to go here in game number 8 between the squads this year. Folks, check out Aaron Sanders in the post-game report. He is a dapper Dan, if I do say so myself.
He cracks me up.
Stop dancing like Urkel, please.
I love that kid.
I love him so much. Aaron Sanders doing great. Follow him on Windsor as well, at @SandersWindsor. So, Anderson for 3.
On the lane, Superman Johnson with another board.
Brandon Robinson.
What a pass. Boom.
And
having some fun now. Safe to say that I believe this thing is
Warren Ward with a 3.
over.
Brandon Robinson gets fouled on the rebound with 19 ticks on the clock.
Man, what a game. The London Lightning showed up to play tonight here at the WFCU Center. It was a tale of two halves, really, Brett.
To be quite honest, I wouldn't have imagined, well, not imagined, but it was very hard for me to believe that the Express were going to come out with a victory after the first quarter that they had today.
They really did show what I would consider championship mentality and perseverance. To be able to do this to the always dangerous and team that leads the Central Division, two-time champ London Lightning, truly magnificent.
I agree. And on their side of the floor, you've got the league leading London Lightning, who are the league's leading team for a reason. They're a phenomenal group of players, and headlined by a great head coach.
And Kyle Julius, and we've seen him tonight do great things, show great passion, you know, and fight for his team tooth and nail.
Absolutely. No bad guys here. We're all...
I'm impressed with this Express team. They really took it to another level tonight. This was what I believe maybe their best game of the season. Not throughout 4 quarters, but to be able to turn things around from the way the game started, really impressed.
Yeah, one of their highest offensive outputtings of the season as well. Capers gets the ball over half. Tony Bennett going to be called for a hold. 17 seconds to go in the game.
Bennett finishing, well, possibly finishing 28 points and 10 assists. I think this might have been his best game of the year. But Kirk Williams Jr. too, 12 of 16 from the field. We spoke in length about the job he does.
Is it possible to say that Tony Bennett had a quiet 28 points?
Yeah, because it was late, and then he just kept banging down these threes and helped to accumulate the 28 points. But yeah, I would agree, quiet 28, absolutely.
If there is such a thing, a quiet 28 points. Ooh, Marcus Capers leaves it short on the free throw.
It was all second half damage. Chris Commons, same thing, 22.
I agree. And they closed out a victory. And even after the ejection of Shaquille Keith, with just over 4 minutes to go, you thought maybe some momentum was going the other way, but the Express bared down, so to speak.
And the crowd are on their feet to count this thing down.
Game over. Game number 8 in the books. The Windsor Express take a 5-3 regular season series lead with 2 games remaining to go between the two clubs. Preview of the NBL Canada Central Division Finals could very well be.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
That's right. Windsor Express fans. Shaquille Keith named the team's player of the game. From everyone here at Knockstrom.tv, big thanks to Jeremy James, Dan Shelley, Alejandro De Armero, Kobe K, and Brett Hedges saying thank you for joining us. Enjoy the Knockstrom postgame report with Aaron Sanders. Aaron, take it away, my friend. We'll see you soon, folks.
And thank you, gentlemen. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, you witnessed another amazing, great game of another installment of the 401 rivalry known as the Lightning versus the Express. The Express once again gaining the upper edge, winning 119 to 111 over the London Lightning. Well, rather 119-112, but scores, it matters the most because now the Windsor Express have won 4 of 5 against the London Lightning. Their 4th win against them in a month. They are winners of 7 of their last 9 games, and they move up to a 12-10 record. As for the Lightning, they dropped to 17-7. The Windsor Express, once they got on that fiery run in the 3rd quarter, it was no turning back from there. A 17-4 run to start the 2nd half. Overall, in that 3rd quarter, they outscored London 42-25. They drove to the basket more often than usual, and even when they popped at shots, that's when they started shooting with confidence. They shot with confidence. They started driving. They picked up on London's defense, squeezing the ball. Great transition play throughout, and that's why they won the game. As for London, they tried to resurge with the 4th quarter run, but could not get it to go because once Windsor got that lead in the 3rd quarter, no turning back throughout. They thought they had a better chance when Shaq Keith got ejected from the game, but overall, the Windsor Express took the 2nd half, and when it mattered the most, that was the key. The Windsor Express 119 to 112. And I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into more information, if this play doesn't go into the top 10 this week, then I don't know what to say. The top 10 play I'm talking about is when 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, where Shaquille Keith connected to Chris Commons with a finger roll. Why was it great? Because he went between the legs. That's something you would see from the Showtime era. beautiful top tenor play. We hope to see that in the countdown soon enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, an out-of-town scores between the Orangeville A's and the Niagara River Lions. The River Lions pick up another home win, 119-109. Despite a late run from Orangeville, Niagara held them off. Player of the game for Justin Moss for Orangeville, 30 points and 13 rebounds. That's a double-double. And Logan Stutz is Niagara's player of the game with the typical Logan Stutz game, boxing out and scoring it with no hesitation. A double-double, 31 points and 13 rebounds. For the River Lions, they are now at 7-16. They broke their 2-game winning streak by beating Orangeville tonight. And on the other end of Orangeville's side, they have lost their 9th straight game. A reminder, tomorrow we'll be back with you with another installment of the Windsor Express on Knockstrom.tv, where the Niagara River Lions come to town to the WFCU Center, see if they could fend off the Windsor Express, winners of 7 of their last 9. I will be back with the final word following this commercial timeout. You are watching the Knockstrom Postgame. A quick reminder, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, tomorrow the Niagara River Lions come to town to play the Express, 7:30 tip-off. I will not be here, which means to you NBLC fans, this might be the return of our great and mighty my broadcast tag team partner, JP, Justin Prince. He could be coming back here tomorrow, so you guys have to tune in to see that, because it's going to be a great game, and it could be great to see JP back here on the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close tonight's telecast with a tribute to 2 people that I know really well, Mike and Denise. You know, in a lifetime, there's nothing more that could hurt more than seeing close friends of yours go through a tough situation. You know, when you go through a hard time, there comes family and friends that will come together. You know, hearing that both of them went through a hard time really saddens me. For Mike, a guy that has a great future, a great knowledge for sports, and a great passion, I will think about him throughout the next coming days. And for Denise, whose ambition and inspiration, who I am in awe of, I'll think about her too, because she is one of the hardest workers that I've known in this lifetime. And folks, I ask for you to keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers in the days ahead. And thank you all for watching. Keep them in your head, keep in your thoughts. That's how it is. Final score, London 112, the Express 119. Thank you all for watching. This has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in the Windsor-Essex County. Until we meet again down the road, until tomorrow night, for everybody here, this be Aaron Sanders saying, thank you, Charlie, and Nana, we love you, and so long from the Rose City.